The Lord be with you.
And with your spirit.
A reading from the beginning of the Holy Gospel according to Matthew.
Glory to you, O Lord.
The book of the genealogy of Jesus Christ, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Abraham became the father of Isaac, Isaac the father of Jacob, Jacob the father of Judah and his brothers. Judah became the father of Perez and Zerah, whose mother was Tamar. Perez became the father of Hezron, Hezron the father of Ram, Ram the father of Aminadab. Aminadab became the father of Nahshon, Nahshon the father of Salmon, Salmon the father of Boaz, whose mother was Rahab. Boaz became the father of Obed, whose mother was Ruth. Obed became the father of Jesse, Jesse the father of David the king. David became the father of Solomon, whose mother had been the wife of Uriah. Solomon became the father of Rehoboam. Rehoboam became the father of Abijah. Abijah the father of Asaph. Asaph became the father of Jehoshaphat. Jehoshaphat the father of Joram. Joram the father of Uzziah. Uzziah became the father of Jotham. Jotham the father of Ahaz. Ahaz the father of Hezekiah. Hezekiah became the father of Manasseh. Manasseh the father of Amos. Amos the father of Josiah. Josiah became the father of Jeconiah and his brothers at the time of the Babylonian exile. After the Babylonian exile, Jeconiah became the father of Shealtiel. Shealtiel the father of Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel the father of Abiud. Abiud became the father of Eliakim. Eliakim the father of Azor. Azor the father of Zadok. Zadok became the father of Akim. Akim the father of Eliud. Eliud the father of Eleazar. Eleazar became the father of Mathan, and Mathan the father of Jacob. Jacob the father of Joseph, the husband of Mary. Of her was born Jesus, who is called the Christ. Thus, the total number of generations from Abram to David is 14 generations. From David to the Babylonian exile, 14 generations. From the Babylonian exile to the Christ, 14 generations. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Madalas po nating naririnig ang linyang never underestimate the grace of God. Because when the grace of God works, even the impossible becomes possible. Even a mess can become something beautiful. And this is the story of the genealogy of Jesus. It was not the perfect story at all. Tignan ninyong mga karakter sa kwento ng angkan ni Jesus. It was a mixture of good and evil men and women. Kaya nga matatagpuan po natin, most probably kung kayo ang pipili, ng mga karakter at sangkap ng inyong telenovela or movie sa buhay, marahil pipiliin nyo yung mga pinakamagaganda, wala kayong ihahalong pangit o masamang sangkap, hindi po ba? But in the story of Jesus, we have imperfect people. And we have some names. David. Well, sikat po si King David sa atin. Pero alam niyo bang kwento ni David? He took the wife of Uriah, Bathsheba, and have him killed. Solomon had hundreds of wives and concubines. Manasseh, we have Tamar, Rahab. But when the grace of God works, even in this imperfect story, the outcome was something that is beautiful. Bakit? Anong kinahinatnan nito? It's the story of Jesus, the most perfect story of all. Pero ang ingredients noon, hindi naman po perfecto eh. But as I have said, when the grace of God works, even in something that is a mess, God can create something that is beautiful. At para sa atin, it gives us hope. Binibigyan tayo ng pag-asa at inspirasyon. Bakit? If you look at your story of life, hindi naman po perpekto, hindi po ba? Kahit sa pamilya, hindi naman po perpekto. Kahit sa trabaho, hindi ka naman perpekto sa mga ginagawa mo. In short, there are times we screw up. There are times we are in a mess in life. Pero now, if we allow the grace of God to work in us, kahit ngayon parang walang nangyayaring maganda, parang pangit na lang ang nakikita o nangyayari sa buhay mo, pag hinahayaan mo ang grasya na kumilos sa iyo, the outcome of it will be something beautiful. Pero ang very crucial doon is allowing the grace of God to work in you. Kaya mga minamahal kong kapatid, napakaganda ang ebanghelyo natin ngayong umaga. Are you in a mess right now? Have you screwed up in life? Are things not unfolding the way you have planned it? Do not despair. Simply allow the grace of God to work in you. And I am sure He can create something beautiful in you. Even with crooked dots in your life, God can create a straight line out of your crooked dots. Only if you allow the grace of God to work. Pangalawa and final point in the genealogy of Jesus is also the grace of God working in all people. In short, no one has the monopoly of the grace of God. The grace of God embraces everyone. Hindi lang para sa mga banal, mga mababait ang grasya ng Diyos, but even to us sinners, the grace of God can work. And it's a good lesson and reminder for all of us kasi the tendency for some people is, akala ng iba, sa kanila lang kumikilos ang grasya ng Diyos, yung iba hindi. Yung mga nagkamali, parang hindi nagagana ang grasya ng Diyos sa kanila. Yung mga masasama, hopeless ka na, wala nang grasya ng Diyos sa iyo. Many people, we look at them that way. You look at our society. Those we label as sinners who have done terrible things in their life, ang una kasing pumapasok sa kaisipan natin, hopeless na yung mga taong yan, hindi na yan uubra ang grasya ng Diyos. Now we hear in the story of Jesus, even with David, Solomon, Ahab, Tamar, the grace of God work in them. Dahil sa grasya ng Diyos, no one is hopeless. Kaya nga, the grace of God can work wonderful things in people. Hindi lang tayo na nagsisimba, hindi lang tayo na nagdadasal, nagtatrabaho ang Diyos, para sa lahat po ito. Hindi mo pinagmamay-ari lang ang grasya ng Diyos. And so let us also recognize this in other people. Let us always see the grace of God working in all people. Huwag naman sana dumating yung panahon na sasabihin ninyo sa kapamilya ninyo, kaibigan ninyo, katrabaho ninyo, na hindi na uubra ang grasya ng Diyos sa kanila. No! That is the most tragic thing that can happen to us. To see that the grace of God can no longer work in people. Kaya mga minamahal kong kapatid, every December 17, we always hear the genealogy of Jesus. Every year po yan. Iisa po ang ebanghelyo natin. Ang talaan ng angkan ni Jesus. Pero bakit nga ba paulit-ulit lang ito? Mga pangalan, listahan lang mga pangalan. May mga magaganda, may mga pangit. To remind us of two things. First, never underestimate the grace of God. Because even in a complete mess or something that is napakapangit sa paningin ng tao, when the grace of God works, it becomes something beautiful. And secondly, no one has the monopoly of grace of God. Lahat po tayo pwedeng kumilos ang grasya ng Diyos. Only if we allow it to work in us.